Don in London. Hello, it's May 5th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance of addiction, alcohol, my behaviour, addictive. Trying to be perfect. Yeah, perfect. Trying to work as hard as I could and demonstrate my value. Trying to work hard at relationships and demonstrate I could love you or be loved back, and probably not getting the right message and understanding life very well. Because I kept on drinking, and the more I drank, the more I sought oblivion, because life was difficult. And it's only now, looking back and feeling some surprise still to be here, given the amount I did drink. And the reason why I'm saying this is I had a question asked of me by someone who has drunk an awful lot in the last 24 hours. And I don't know whether it's good to compare and share, or to make a judgment not to share just how much I used to drink on a daily basis at the final knockings of my drinking. I guess the simple answer is, what was the outcome of my drinking? And that was isolation, exclusion, not able to open the front door, not able to open the post, not wanting to answer the telephone, not wanting to be in other people's company. And I lived on my own in a very, very dark environment, because any amount of daylight reminded me that other people might be having fun, I guess. But my world shrank and shrank until it was only as big as my head. And I assure you, there was an ego inside there as big as the world. And I couldn't understand how to stop drinking on my own. And that was my moment of clarity in the end. Life could not get any worse. I had hit a rock bottom, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in any department you might care to mention, and not be able to cope at all. And as spiritual is often seen as the way to cope, or it's described as the ability to cope with life as it is, the reality of everything. Well, I wasn't able to, but these days now I am able to cope with most of life as it is, and present, and how I present to the world. And I do it with support from fellowship, the AA fellowship, Alcoholics Anonymous, and also medical support for other conditions which are not related to drink, but I've got. And also family, community and society. So by the grace of good conscience and finding a way out of this malady with the help and support of everybody in the world who understands that it's nice to be ordinary, I was given a break and got detoxed, went to rehab, hated it, self-discharged, ended up on the streets. All the old stories that you'll hear if you ever go to a fellowship meeting. I guess we've all been there, or we've lost everything and found nothing to start with, nothing inside us. So these days, the amount I used to drink is not the question for me. It's what was the impact on my life. And the answer was, I had no life in the end, except to be a machine drinking and processing alcohol. So these days I just don't drink a day at a time. And it's taken an awful lot of effort from not only me but other people to keep me on track. So AA, the Alcoholics Anonymous Fellowship, has helped me tremendously. Now, I don't speak for it, but I speak about my experience, strength and hope. And somebody also said that you can get the first step quite easily in the 12-step action program of living in recovery, and that is we are powerless over alcohol and life is unmanageable when we drink. And that's absolutely true, because we can't manage a thing when we're drinking to excess and we're isolated, excluded, and sticking two fingers or one finger up at the world, depending on your nationality. So where am I today with this? Well, the question of God keeps coming up, and as I've often said now, that on any given day, given my life experiences, I may doubt myself that I might be an agnostic, an atheist or a God believer, and I take the broadest view of what God could be in my life. That is, God is truth, the absolute truth of now, which is spiritual. God is love, which is the biggest emotion that we have, and everything else derives from it. And God works through people, and some people have more of a clue how to be inclusive and loving than I ever did. And I'm learning all the time just how to be me. So the simple question is God necessary in your life? Well, I can't decide for you, it's up to you. And sometimes there seems to be a pattern emerging for me where people seem to have more clues on how to live than I know. I understand what spiritual is, which is being ordinary and seeing life as it is, life on life's terms, and not getting too upset about, is my God a special God only for me? I guess really what I'm saying is nature and providence gives us a set of tools and situations where we can do our best to be happy, or whatever criteria suit you. But AA only does three things. It improves our outlook if we let ourselves have one, spiritually, emotionally and physically. It will not remedy anything to do with the material world, that is money in your bank or any other sort of factors like relationships. All it does is offer a better chance to live ordinarily and get those things in life as best we can, but not necessarily to the point of exclusion of all other aspects of life. So it's about balance. So there we are, a bit of a thing about God for me. And God is, as you understand, your own unique authentic take, whether there is one or there isn't one, does not affect how the 12 steps can help a person keep sober, make life work and be a part of, rather than excluded and dead a lot sooner than we might wish. Don't forget, most alcoholics want to be dead, or rather they don't want to be dead, they just don't want to wake up with the same old problems over and over again. So it takes an awful lot of effort and acceptance around how to get well. AA, I'll share the preamble which is said at each meeting, and then do the daily readings I do. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And that last sentence, which is, our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety, also means that it's just achieving sobriety, and then the rest of it is up to us. And I don't speak for AA or people in it, because every single person who goes to AA is a unique, authentic person. And hopefully, even though they go into meetings and get a better understanding of how to keep sober, they still remain unique, authentic people with a unique, authentic outlook to be a part of our society, community and families. So, it won't do anything about your attitudes and behaviour relating to life as life happens, but it will actually help improve our attitudes and behaviour to what is going on a daily basis, I guess. So we can't get over prejudice with this, and the biggest prejudice we have to overcome is being ill from an affliction or a disease which is out to kill us. Because if, as the person explained to me earlier on their question, the amount they are drinking is probably quite destructive to their physical condition, let alone anything else. So, goodness me, not much time left. Daily reflections for today, and month 5 is about step 5, which is about sharing our good and bad with another human being, so we have a better understanding of not being alone with the things we have had to endure over the years. So for May 5th, it says here, the forest and the trees. What comes to us alone may be garbled by our own rationalisation and wishful thinking. The benefit of talking to another person is that we can get his direct comment and counsel on our situation, and that's about sharing our assets and liabilities with another person. I cannot count the times when I have been angry and frustrated and said to myself, I can't see the forest for the trees. I finally realised that what I needed when I was in such pain was someone who could guide me in separating the forest and the trees, who could suggest a better path to follow, who could assist me in putting out fires and help me avoid the rocks and pitfalls. I asked God, the God of your understanding, not mine, when I'm in the forest, to give me the courage to call upon an AA member, or a member of AA. And so clear to me is, we're looking for the experience, wisdom and hope which keeps us going when our own resources have taken us, our thinking has got us into the malady, and our feelings and emotions with wisdom keep us out of the malady and back into the solution. And I'll leave as Bill sees it for now, simply because time is against me. So today, I don't want to judge anybody, I just want to be able to see what life is. And what helps me see what life is, acceptance of my situation and outlook. So when I use the serenity prayer, either to God or good conscience, exhorting, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is simply for one day. And that's how the 12 steps work, one day only.